Mommy's working, the sun is shining, and it is daddy daycare. So right now it's 11:20 a.m. and my goal is to see if by the end of the day I can tidy up this backyard, including landscaping, run to Costco and UPS, and get in a 45-minute bike ride with 3 kids. So I'm trying to think ahead here by getting the weed whacker charged. If I can remember how it goes. Should be simple. Oh, it says it's fully charged. We might actually be in business. Not getting paid by Cobalt, but if you guys want to sponsor me. So my absolute least favorite part of the year is remembering how the heck to wind this thing. And this is where all my friends still living in the country are probably laughing. First and foremost, got to keep the kids hydrated.
They wobble towards me.
So what I'm actually trying to do here is reclaim the backyard and just have a place to hang out and enjoy the outdoors without it being so messy all the time. What's wrong, Hazel? Okay. Hazel is a little bit upset because some of her things are getting donated. There comes a time where you have to throw things to other people, and so Hazel's a little bit sad about some of her toys. But I'm trying to help her understand that not everything lasts forever, and some toys have to leave eventually, and we have to maintain appreciation for the things we still have, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's a little sad sometimes though. I know, baby. Now the challenge as parents is trying to figure out how to comfort your children when they're upset like this without just replacing their sadness with some other thing or object to just, you know, fill in the space and get them to distract themselves from what they're feeling. So it's okay to feel sad, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay sometimes. Proverb says, a sad face makes the heart glad. It's okay. I'm gonna go have a snack, okay? So it's actually from Ecclesiastes 7:3. It says, better is sorrow than laughter, for by the sadness of the face the heart is made better. God's truth. All right, Hazel's still upset. I think she's tired. I'm gonna go deal with her. Hang out with Ivy for 1 minute.
Okay.
So Hazel's just a little bit sleepy, she said. So we're gonna give her a little snack and put her down, and we'll probably do the weed whacking when they're taking their naps. Good night, baby Ivy.
Ivy.
Good night. Shh, good night. Say good night, baby. Say good night. Mwah. Good night, baby. Love you.
I have to
Good night.
zoom in so I can
Zoom in? I can only get closer. Oh, that's so pretty. Anyway, good night. You know, one of my inspirations to cut the grass here was a couple of people who commented on it from our last live performance. I'm not gonna mention any names, but namely Mike LaBella, Joel Beasley. This is for you guys. That's how much I care. So I did not get to the bike ride like I hoped to during their nap. But we got the weed whacking and the mowing done. And I guess I could gather my Amazon returns while they're still sleeping. I could still ride the bike if I get them to bed at 7 p.m. and ride till 7:45. I think I'm gonna try that. Good morning, baby. Hey, baby. What's going on there? Good morning, Hazel. So that was an embarrassing amount of things to return. Of course, I forgot my wallet and the BJ's card. So I have to download the app. And what, I don't have service now? Okay. Groceries are unloaded, hair is frizzy. Kids are hungry too, so it's round 3. We still got a little daylight left. sometimes the only way to fly is to fall. What a day. A few years ago, a friend of mine gave me this book, The Intentional Father by John Tyson. It's a practical guide to raising sons of character and courage. And I'm just now getting around to reading it. I've glossed over it a few times here and there, but I'm actually trying to read the whole thing and take it seriously and digest it, now that I've got a 4-year-old, 3-year-old, and 1-year-old. So I feel like there's no better time than now to read it. Inside the book, they talk about 5 different types of fathers that there are. The first one is the irresponsible father. He's the one who literally has zero involvement with his kids, someone who completely bails on them to the point that they don't even know who he is. Then there's the ignorant father. This type of father has no idea what he's doing and continually wreaks havoc in the lives of his children without even realizing it. Then there's the inconsistent father, who is torn by personal ambition. He has the capability of doing better at his fathering, but instead he prioritizes his own job, his career, and his hobbies. Then there's the involved father. This type of dad shows up at sporting events and takes the time to put porn filters on his kids' devices. He gets a lot of things right, but because of the busyness of life and the failure to ask the right questions, he never seeks to understand specifically who his children are and why God gave them to him. This is a noble dad, but one haunted by the sense that there is something more, another layer or level in his parenting. And lastly, there is the intentional father. He is deeply invested in discovering who his children are and how he can help them reach their redemptive potential. He seeks to understand the children God has given him and wants to form them to young persons who can fulfill their purpose. He sees parenting as central to his call before God and does it with all of his might. This kind of father leaves multi-generational blessing in the lives of his children. I feel like on any given day I can be any one of these 5 types of fathers. And it is pretty hard having to swallow that pill, knowing that there is potential to be better, to do better, and seeing the days where you just don't. And you're wondering if you're going to change, if you're going to grow up, if you're going to mature and finally not start slamming things or yelling at people or just losing your patience at the drop of a hat. I want to be better. I want to improve. I want to be an intentional father. But it doesn't happen on its own, and it doesn't happen without practice. So that's what I've been trying to implement into my life with my children, is how to be intentional, not just involved, not just spending time with my kids, but be intentional with listening to their heart, understanding their personalities and how they differ from one another, and seeing the gifts that God gave them each individually. And how do I foster those gifts? How do I encourage those gifts and bring those things to life and raise them up so that they can walk in those things and walk in their calling? How do I water that? How do I feed that? That's what I want to do. And I haven't figured it out. Haven't gotten to where I want to be yet. But this is the journey and this is where I'm starting. And if I'm going to have any chance of doing this for the next 60, 70 years, the only way is to reflect on my Father in heaven and his intentionality with me and with his children. And it's like, how do you get better? How do you improve without beating yourself up, but without letting yourself off the hook as well? Because I feel like far too often we just let ourselves off the hook, like, just try hard, do better. I mean, these are our kids we're talking about. Grown human beings who are going to be making important decisions, life and death decisions, and they're going to be sowing seeds that will have generational fruit. So I don't want to just let myself off the hook and say, oh, you're doing your best, you're trying hard. I've never been able to make peace with that mentality. And far too often I drive myself into the ground the other way, just beating myself up, saying, I know you can do better, I know you can do better. And I just beat myself until it happens. And that's not the best way to do it either. That can work for some things in life, but when it comes to relationships and parenting, there's a lot more grace that is required. But today is a new day, and his mercies are new every morning.
And I can find joy and hope knowing that there is new growth that can happen today in myself and in my family. And that's why I'm here doing this.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever come.